Three, two, one, and we're live.
Well, we're not live.
We're
but-
l- we're we're live.
Okay.
I'm alive. You're alive.
I'm alive.
Anyway.
Honestly, every day
have a
that I
lot-
wake up alive, I'm like, that's
Oh,
cool.
I'm like weird. I'm like, well, this is unexpected. What do I do now? Yeah, I just keep assuming I'm gonna be dead tomorrow, so like I just max out a credit card. I try to get a new one every day.
Yeah.
Max that out.
Yeah.
And leave a legacy for my children and my grandchildren. Oh shit, I need to have kids.
Let's get started.
Right now?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna pause real quick.
Done.
Done. Ding. Oh my gosh. All right.
Okay. So we were.
No,
So-
no,
go ahead.
please.
So-
No.
no.
Okay.
So we were. Oh my god.
No, I'll go. Okay.
Yeah, you go.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel.
Are you gonna
selfish,
go?
though.
Do you want me to go?
No, I feel selfish.
Why?
Because I don't know. It was like we were both gonna go, and then I was just like, no, I'll go.
Oh, then I'll go.
No, yeah.
No, you go. No,
You go.
you go.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go. Oh my god.
Okay, it's over. It's over.
Okay.
All right. So this morning I was seeing all these articles on how there are a bunch of cities that have lockdown orders and like stay inside, stay home, stay inside type orders, and there are people who are disobeying the stay home order, right?
Mhm.
And there are, people are getting citations, and there's a new thing that's happening in Colorado.
It's happening here too.
What's that? No, hit me. What is it?
They have it on the state website, but it was like, do you see a business that isn't following the stay-at-home order?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
For a second, I was gonna say no, that's not the same thing that's happening in Colorado, but that is the same thing that's
Yeah,
happening.
and our friend has posted about it several times, and they keep saying people keep commenting on it and saying well, they've taken it down, but they keep re-putting it up on the website. I guess I don't know. I need to check.
Who keeps re-putting what up?
I don't know. So
Also,
like,
we need someone to look up words like re-putting.
I'm
Re-putting.
sorry, I
My
just
second favorite kind of pudding.
They keep putting it back up on the website. I'll check again. I only keep seeing it because he keeps posting it. But yeah, it's like business name,
Hey, tell us who it is.
business location.
Tell us who's doing it.
Are we doing that now?
Tell us who's saying it. Who's saying that? Who's
Your
doing it?
mom.
How dare you inform
I didn't even know
on
my
mother?
mom knew how to use Facebook. Anyway, so business name, location, and do you want to stay anonymous?
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, all right, I really don't like when people say whoever is Hitler. Whoever else is Hitler, everybody's fucking Hitler if you're
Yeah.
on the other side of whatever they're doing. And if what they're doing is a strong enough move.
But
The people who aren't Hitler are the people who just do not a whole lot and just kind of go with the flow and whatever. Anybody who's going against conventions can be called Hitler by somebody.
you got called Hitler once.
Was I?
Oh,
I
no,
got called
Stalin.
No, I was called worse than Stalin,
But that's
which
that was just a
is
That
quite an
was something
accomplishment.
else. Yeah.
Jeez. Anyway, that's that was something else. Man, yeah, my dentist said that. So,
So anyway,
huh?
I think where you're going with this was that's Nazi Germany.
That is literally taking a page out of Stalin and Hitler's books.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mhm.
and literally, quite literally, a page out of Hitler's book.
Yeah.
Inform
Rat
on
on
your
your neighbor.
neighbors,
Mm-hmm.
and and it's always presented as you'll be rewarded, you'll be on the right side of things if you do this. We need our dissenters. We need them. If the day comes when we have to fight for our freedom, the dissenters are the ones who will be on the front lines, and they'll be fighting for your freedom, the people who have been informing on businesses.
I had a guy at the business that we own the other day, and he said, and I quote, "We need another civil war."
Okay.
And I said, "So we should be fighting each other again." And he
I don't-
said, "Yeah." And I was
He
like,
said yes?
"Yes." And I was like,
Wow.
no. We are fighting each other already.
Yeah.
We are fighting. I mean, we're butting heads, the left and the right, the whites and the blacks, men and women. We're all fighting each other
oldies
so
and the
much.
youngies.
Yeah. We're all so distracted by the shit that our corrupt government is just doing right in front of our faces. Like, we don't need a civil war, we need a revolution. And he
Yeah.
was like, well, they're basically the same thing. I
They're
was like, they are
not the
not the same
same.
thing. They're not the same thing. And I think I might have changed his mind, but
Who
yeah.
I want to ask who it was. But tell me after.
Yeah.
I'm interested to know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, he's in all the time, so like,
man, good for you.
yeah.
They are very different.
Yeah.
A revolution is not
It's not
a
the
civil
same.
war.
No,
I mean,
we don't. The Civil War was like, I mean, like people frown upon the Civil War as like it was brother fighting brother, right? It was
Right.
like it was the bloodiest thing to happen to our country, and it was like it absolutely was. We don't need
Yeah.
to be fighting each. We're already fighting each other. People just aren't dying. You know, it's not one big war. It's just this long battle that we've just started fighting, and now people are drawing to the sides even further. And then you have people like Donald Trump who are instigating, like, I could go out in the middle of whatever street and shoot someone in the face and not lose a vote, right?
Yeah.
That really instigated everyone, but it's just the idea of like, let's bring violence
There
into
was
this.
there was a lot of instigation that was happening
Yeah.
right around that time. That like 2 week period,
Yeah.
which kind of culminated in. I mean, he said if someone assaults someone else
Yeah.
for yelling out or whatever,
Yeah, he would
he
cover
would
the
he would
fines or
cover their
whatever, the
legal
bail.
fees. That's hate speech. That is speech that is inciting violence.
Yeah.
I mean, that is literally the definition of hate speech. Like,
Yeah.
we want to talk about hate speech as being like, a white person using the N-word. Like, it's hurtful if you take the white person seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it seems like the more crazy the person who's saying it is, the less hurtful it is. The more it's just
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, I feel sorry for this person, for being so dumb
Yeah.
and so like behind, so 200 years ago, or 100 years ago or whatever, actually calling for violence, saying like,
Yeah.
if you do something violent, I got you. And then that actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got that guy who punched someone who was yelling out at a Donald Trump rally,
Uh-huh.
using his First Amendment. Now, don't get me wrong, it's disruptive, it's things like that, but
Yeah.
all he did was he was talking.
Yeah.
He was talking loud and I mean, some could argue like in an inappropriate place and way, I guess. Like, you can say all those things and you can say them on your own platform.
Mm-hmm.
To steal someone else's platform is, I don't know. But then again, what other place has so many eyes
Yeah.
on it?
Yeah.
Not to be drowned out by other people saying, no, we agree with this message, using their First Amendment. There was someone who went straight to assault.
Yeah.
So that got nipped in the bud. But it was this buildup of like this, we're okay with violence, and violence is it's an acceptable means to get across this message.
Yeah.
As long as we can use our speech, we should use our speech.
Yeah.
And I just think the problem with what's happening right now is we are not able to use our speech to get our message across anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And our message, not even that, our message is falling to the ground because every platform by which you could share it
Yeah.
with lots of people who need to hear it, those platforms are shutting those people down. They're
Yeah.
shutting down the message.
Mm-hmm.
If we could be left our First Amendment on every platform, on Facebook, on YouTube, like, let everybody say the things they have to say, and then do your best to educate people.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are going to believe things that are crazy, and some people are going to believe things that aren't true.
Yeah.
But when you shut down messages that certain people, like certain groups of people have, it just looks really suspicious. It
Yeah.
gives credence to the message that
Yeah.
they're saying. Anyway,
Which
so
we talked about already.
yeah.
So we'll go back to. Do you want to go back to where we started?
Yeah, so basically there's this whole thing about informing on your neighbors, and it is absolutely what happened in Nazi Germany and in Russia. The people were calling the Gulag to come take people away, and they were.
Yeah.
And also the message, the propaganda of the time was that, oh no, we're just talking here. We're just gonna have a talk. Come with us. We're gonna have a talk.
Mm-hmm.
You never see those people again. But everybody thinks like, well, as long as I'll just go peacefully, and they're telling me that as long as I do what they say, then I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then you just go to an internment camp and die.
Yeah.
We just need to realize when we're at that point. Are we close to that? Are we there? And then on a deeper level, go outside. You don't have to stay inside. Outside is safer than inside, especially if you're inside public places.
Yeah.
Without proper ventilation system, that's where stuff gets trapped anyway.
Yeah.
And also, it's okay to get sick.
Yeah. We were talking about closing the schools and shutting down businesses. And it's like, if this virus is as contagious as they say it is, which I believe, I 100% believe it, you're just slowing down the inevitable. That infectious disease expert says, like, we're in this for like 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
If people aren't going to school, if people aren't in contact with each other, apparently it's gone down from 10 people to now 8 people.
What are we talking about?
Your gatherings have to be now 8 people.
So we can't get together for dinner with our friends.
Yeah, I guess. You're just slowing down the inevitable, I think. And also, this is completely destroying. Is that too much of is that an excessive word? The economy?
Oh, it's having a huge negative impact on the economy. We've got a lot of small businesses that are going under right now.
Yeah.
And that is, I mean, really, small business is like it's kind of the last bastion of possibilities for success for the little guy.
Yeah.
If all we had in America was big corporations, and that is where it's headed, absolutely, then everybody works for somebody except for the somebody who is a billionaire. And when there are no opportunities to compete, then they can pay you whatever they want to pay you, and you'll just take it because it's the best you can get. And we see that in a lot of other countries, Indonesia and China, like the countries that the United States is hiring stuff out to. Well, it would be cheaper to not pay the shipping costs on all that stuff. It would be cheaper to pay people in America the same prices. I guarantee if that's where they could go, that's where they would go.
Yeah.
And the billionaires here would be multi-billionaires. And the people who are barely surviving here, they would be housed with 10, 15 other people in an apartment so that they could just get by. So yeah, we need to protect our small businesses. Absolutely. Yeah. We need to protect the competition in commerce.
Yeah.
So
we were talking about how they kind of had to slow it down. They stopped sending people to school. Well, they closed the schools down. They did this stay-at-home order to try to slow the spread and make sure that hospitals weren't overrun and medical supplies were available.
That was the point of it.
Uh-huh.
And I understand that with something as infectious as this, if it was mine to deal with, I would try to figure out what types of home, not remedies, but like home treatments can you do? Treating your symptoms, vitamin C, and some of the other things that are proven, like vitamin C in large enough doses can effectively treat the coronavirus, is what I hear. That's something that could be available within weeks.
Yeah.
There would have to be like a major ramp up on production because most people don't just stay stocked up with vitamin C in their homes. But that's something that could be done.
Yeah.
So slowing the inevitable, when you say that it's inevitable, let's say that we get this down to 500 cases in the U.S.
Okay.
Is it still inevitable?
No, I guess I don't mean like when I hear that, it sounds like everybody's just gonna get it, and maybe that's not the case. Maybe you've already had it. I really do think we already had it.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Okay, the reason I asked that was to kind of get a gauge on like what you think.
What I think about what
of whether it is actually inevitable.
I just don't know.
Okay.
I'm like,
I would say that it is.
Okay.
I mean, if you think about it, wherever this came from, it came back from there, or whether it started here, or whatever happened, it really only takes one person going to another place and infecting however many other people. I mean, even if it's 2 people, even if it's one person who infects one person who infects 2 people, that's really all it takes. I do see it as inevitable. I do see it as something that we're going to need immunity from.
Yeah.
And the only way to get the immunity is to get through it. I mean, the only natural way to get the immunity is to get through it.
Yeah.
Now, they may come out with a vaccine, but do we really trust the vaccine? Do I really want to have something put in my body so that my body doesn't have to do the job that it's already ready to do?
Yeah.
That it's capable of right now?
Right.
I would rather just get through it. Me personally, rather than getting some shot, especially after having seen, I saw a video yesterday. It was a CIA program, and this is developed about 5 years after 9/11. So 2006, they were proposing something called FunVax. This vaccine was something that would essentially dull the spot of the brain that lights up when a fundamentalist religious person is read religious texts from their religion. Does that all make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was a lot of words. So it dulls that spot. It basically makes it so that people are less fundamentally religious. Now, I think it's good to be less fundamentally religious, but I think the way we need to get there is by intelligence. I think we need to get there by information and
Yeah.
having a good conversation that changes someone's mind.
Yeah.
Fundamentalist religion is it's just one more of those us versus them things.
Exactly.
And in a lot of people, it's the strongest one.
Yeah.
Right? You can't, it's really fucking racist to say, like, I hate all black people and all Mexican people and all Asian people.
And all white people.
And all white people.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying for me, it would be really, really racist to say that or to think that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so bad, however, for some fucking reason to say, well, I'm going to heaven and you're going to hell.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, that's tolerated because most people in the world still today are religious.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's kind of like, we all do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, racism is less and less tolerated because we don't all do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We're breaking out of that. But fundamentalist religion it's just not as frowned upon yet. Anyway, we need to be able to use our brains to get out of that. We need to not be chemically brought out of that state.
Yeah.
Anyway, this guy who was proposing this FunVax was saying, so somebody asked, like, what's the vehicle that we use to essentially vaccinate people against this? And he said, it's a virus. Yeah. He was saying it would be the spread of a virus, and the vaccine would be used as a cure for the virus. It's just like, I mean, that's the thing. That's how shit happens now.
Yikes.
Right? There's something, it's like, okay, so they wanted to raise the smoking age from 18 to 21.
Mm-hmm.
What's the vehicle? It was a bill that also included this thing that said that they would defund drug abuse assistance programs and stuff like that. So, hey, if you want the money to help your drug addicted people stay away from drugs, then you need to make it so that. So, right? And it doesn't even make sense. There's more tax that comes in to fund that stuff. If anything, it should have gone the other way, right?
Yeah.
Let's say that, so we're cutting out the 18 to 21 smoking taxes that are going to the government.
Mm-hmm.
That would fund those programs.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just a flip-flopped thing,
Yeah.
Now, all I'm saying is that we didn't vote on those issues separately,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And whatever gets put in your body with vaccines isn't going to get put in two different shots. It's a cocktail that's going into your bloodstream.
Uh-huh.
Best of luck to you.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Hopefully it is what they say it is.
Yeah.
Who's going to test it? Who's the person, the outside source, that's going to test this substance and say, wait a second, here's what else this does, and how long is it going to take them to test it so that they can get out a message that says, hold on, this actually affects a part of your brain that, it's like the religious center in your brain.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I am against religious type thinking, again, you gotta think your way out of
Yeah.
it. Like, and we can do that. We can do that.
Well, if they can target that specific a part of your brain, what's stopping them from targeting, like, your critical thinking?
Right. So, and the other thing is, can they really target something that specific in your brain? Or does it just kind of also affect that spot? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it might affect that spot, but what else is it doing to your brain chemistry?
Yeah.
If it's doing something that drastic as to affect a part of your brain that almost controls your whole life.
Yeah.
If you're a fundamentalist religious person, what else is it doing to your brain?
Yeah.
What other chemical imbalance is that creating in your system, which is fucking fragile? I mean, like, let's be honest. Our systems can be knocked off kilter pretty easily.
Yeah.
We are very prone to depression and to anxiety, especially. And I just wonder, like, how many of these things that we're putting in our bodies that are absolutely not natural, they're not there naturally. Well, they've got these, it'll cure your toenail infection.
Mm-hmm.
And watch out because you'll have erectile dysfunction, spontaneous combustion, your eyes will cross forever, and your nose will bleed indefinitely. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I mean, like, also your heart may explode. Ask your doctor if, whatever is right for you. It's like, ask your doctor if exploding heart syndrome is right for you.
Spontaneous dental plosion?
So, yeah, dental hydroplosion.
Dental
Yeah.
hydroplosion.
Close, though. Yeah, and your teeth will melt out of your skull. Anyway, are we willing to deal with all the side effects? And I'm not.
No.
Like, I would rather just take my disease for what it is,
Yeah.
and try to work my way out of it. Now, there are some exceptions. I think if I got like certain kinds of cancer and it was something where I'd have a good shot with a treatment, I'd probably take the treatment.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. I'm really comfortable with the thought of dying. I really am. It's odd.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, I don't feel like it's odd, but I think, from everybody that I talk to, very few people feel the same way.
Yeah. I think also, babe, like, we don't have kids, so there are a lot of factors
I don't know that,
that
I don't
lead
have
people.
kids.
Leave it in the comments, ladies.
Ladies, if I have sired one of your offspring. Yeah. Sick.
Sired?
I
I've
guess.
never
If
heard
I've
that.
sired your
I've-
offspring.
I've just never heard that.
Yeah, leave it in the comments for sure.
Nathan Jr.
What's his name? Nathan Jr. I've got 7 sons named Nathan Jr. apparently. They're just after my money.
Wow, these women are not creative, are they?
I have a type.
Aw.
Oh, burn. Anyway,
7? Interesting.
at least 7.
But only like 2 other women. They
Mm,
just named all of their kids Nathan Jr. Anyway,
let's get back
I
to
don't
it.
remember where we were.
It's
Oh, no, I was just saying, like, there's a lot of fear. Like, I know people who are just deathly afraid because they're like, my kids can't live without me. Like, what's going to happen if I die and I just leave my kids here? So there's that. So people are afraid of that.
I got it.
I read this thing that was like, if you get sick with the coronavirus, you don't get to have visitors. Like, people can't come visit you. They can't come see you. And so you basically die alone in a hospital, like if you die. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like that. If I'm gonna die, I want people around me when I'm gonna die,
Oh, I'll come get the virus to see you.
Yeah,
But it's hospital policy. Like, they won't let you in.
exactly. I knew a girl who just had a baby, and she posted, before her baby was born, she was posting all of this stuff about, like, only her and the father can be in the room. They don't get no visit, like,
They don't get no
No,
visitors.
I wasn't about to say it like that. They don't get to have no visit. Oh my god. They don't get to have any visitors. If it's like an emergency C-section, the father wouldn't even be allowed in the C-section room. So she would have had to been in there all by herself.
And these are critical moments,
yeah.
There have to be things that are more important than not getting the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Especially for some people. I mean, like, I can understand, you wouldn't let someone who's, actually, I can't even. I was going to say I could understand if you wouldn't let someone who's 80 or above go visit someone who has COVID. What I would say, though, it's their choice.
Right.
If they would rather spend the last minutes with their dying loved one and risk getting the virus, that should be their choice.
I agree.
We are having this choice of how to take care of ourselves
Yeah.
taken away from us.
We're just so divided. That's what I'm just so frustrated with, is that you have to pick a side, because then you have people who are like, well, that's really selfish, and if you get sick, then you go back home. That's the story that people are telling, like,
Right.
you don't get to decide, because although you may live, like, you have people who are like, 2 people, 30 years old, both really healthy. One of them has all of these gnarly symptoms. They're in the hospital, and another person is asymptomatic. We just don't know.
Right. So if we start looking at this as more inevitable,
Mm-hmm.
I think it would change our mindsets.
Yeah.
I think there's this avoidance that we're trying to play out,
Mm-hmm.
but honest to goodness, like, let's say we could quarantine everyone but 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
We still have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get every single person, including all of the people who have it and are asymptomatic. You'd have to get everyone, round them all up, put them in the same place.
Yeah.
And then there's something about prolonged exposure or more exposure.
Mhm.
So, like, nurses who are getting it are
Yeah.
getting it really bad,
Really?
apparently. So, it would be kind of a death sentence for a lot of the people in that. Not that this is ever going to happen, because we can't. We just,
Yeah.
I mean, everyone would have to be tested simultaneously.
Yeah.
Not like tested within 5 days of each other, because how many people would have would have contracted in those 5 days.
Yeah.
Everyone would have to be tested simultaneously, and then there would have to be, everybody would have to be sent off. And honestly, if that happens, rifle in hand.
I saw another video that talks about the tests. That the tests aren't the right tests that we should be using. It was the one thing, so that was one of the things that David Icke said. And now another video that
Who was it? Do you remember?
I could go find it.
What were the credentials?
It was a doctor.
A doctor?
A
Like
doctor.
a chiropractor?
No.
Like a fish doctor?
No.
Just like a regular doctor?
Um,
Was it Kermit the Frog? With his honorary doctorate?
Yeah.
Well, what we have here, it's the tests for...
You know what, babe?
What's up?
That sounds a little like Jordan Peterson.
This is Kermit the Frog reporting to you live from the epicenter of the COVID-19 crisis. I am Dr. Kermit the Frog.
Dr. the Frog.
Dr. the Frog. Dr. T Frog. Oh my goodness.
Anyway.
I want to listen to people who know what they're talking about.
Totally.
Who are reputable.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there are different kinds of doctors.
That's true.
Charlie Day.
I know.
Come on.
Right. Little Sebastian.
Yeah. The rapper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We had a friend stop by yesterday, and he said that he and his wife his wife just got tested, and she didn't have it. But my thing is, like...
Do you remember what he said, though?
You could still get it, right?
They told her it's negative,
Yeah.
but that the test hadn't been run yet.
Yeah.
And then when the test got run, they said, oh, it's actually
Oh, yeah,
negative.
it actually is.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry. Whoa, 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 what?
And you're here how? How? Well, I was awarded an honorary doctorate. You got to be careful about who you're taking advice from and who you're listening to. David Icke, not a doctor.
No, I know.
I mean, he's a knowledgeable guy. I
Yeah.
think. And there have been things that he's exposed that have been actually real.
Yeah.
But you got to test every theory individually.
But with our friend coming in and saying that they just said it was negative. They
Yeah.
didn't even like the test. And also, my thing is, like, it took them a week to get back to her.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Right.
Yeah.
So, like, she could have developed it in that time? No? I mean, like, why are we testing people when it's like, well, it's negative now, but you could still get it, right?
Right.
I don't know why we're testing.
Rich people who are in social circles that they can't really get out of right now are getting tested every few days. I mean, some of them. And that's the kind of thing where it's like,
Yeah.
we just can't really test. We can't test everybody
Yeah.
for this. And
Right.
not all the time.
Like
the tests are being frozen so that they can be run. Sorry, the swabs and things are being frozen so that they can be tested later. And it's just, I mean,
Yeah.
the spread happens while
Right.
those things sit in the freezer.
Yeah.
We're just so terrified of it, and I just don't think we need to be.
I don't think we need
It's
to be either.
highly contagious.
And if I'm wrong, babe, if we're completely wrong, fine. But I'm not going to live in fear, and I'm not going to stop my life.
well, living in fear suppresses your immune system, and that is a thing.
Yeah.
That is factual.
Yeah.
That's one thing, and that's one thing that we really need to
And
focus on.
stress.
So, like, fear and stress
Yeah.
absolutely suppress your immune system.
Yeah.
So, and you and I were talking the other day about the difference between fear and dread.
Yeah.
So fear is not what we're talking about here. We are talking about dread.
Yeah.
Fear is something immediate. Fear is something about what's happening right now. Dread is about something that might happen.
Yeah.
Let's say you recently made a new enemy and that person is a little unstable. That person's a little unstable. You have this sense of dread. It's not a sense of fear. It's a sense of fear if you hear your door get kicked in.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? It's the sense of dread, which is this constant state of fear.
Yeah.
And they're very different. Medically, they're different.
Mm-hmm.
Fear being instantaneous.
Yeah.
It rises up. The thing either happens or doesn't happen, and it settles down.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect your immunoresponse.
Yeah.
But dread does.
I feel like
So-
we lived in dread when
Oh, no joke.
both of them were here.
Yeah, so we got to stay out of that. We got to stay out of those
I wonder what
dread
the
and stress mindsets.
like what does it do to your body? Is it just the same? I mean, I'm curious. Do you know? Like what's the chemical like
the
why?
chemical reaction.
I guess why does fear and stress lower your immune system?
I don't know.
I know stress does.
All I could do is make an
Maybe
uneducated guess.
Here's my uneducated guess.
Give me, yeah, what is your uneducated guess?
Disclaimer, very uneducated.
Not a doctor.
I don't know, your cortisol levels spike when you're stressed. That's already not good to have really high cortisol levels.
Mhm.
And also, I don't know, maybe your brain is flooding the wrong parts of your body with what it needs to
Yeah.
survive
Hmm.
and not the right parts of your body. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
I don't
We,
claim to have a medical knowledge of
anyway, if you care
anything.
about this subject, you should look it up yourself. Also, on any of the things that we talk about, if you care about it, you should look it up yourself. Do not
Yeah.
just take our words for it.
Right.
And don't take anyone's word for it. My
Yeah,
goodness. Get yourself
totally.
educated.
Totally. Take what time you have right now, get off Facebook, and do some research. Speaking of which, the woman that I was saying that posted that other thing the other day, and she was like, no, I've done my research. She was like, I saw enough of this stuff that I was curious about that I went digging. And I was like, wow, awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
We need more of that.
Yeah.
And all the information is out
Yeah.
there. You know, some of it. So I will say there's stuff that's being there's information that's being suppressed right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that stuff you have to look harder for.
Yeah.
You're looking deeper in whatever search
Mm-hmm.
to find it.
Yeah.
And especially if you're sticking to the main platforms, Google, YouTube,
Yeah.
Facebook, Twitter especially.
Mhm.
Those are heavily censored platforms. So best of luck finding both sides of most stories in those places.
Mhm.
But yeah, we should look for both. We should look for both sides of the story. Look for where they disagree and decide for yourself who you think has the stronger argument. And that's it. That's how you come to know things. And the other thing too is if you can let go of your confirmation bias. I mean, I know it's very, very hard to do, but just be cognizant of how strong that bias is in
Yeah.
you and in everybody else. It's just a part of the human condition.
Yeah.
And if we want accurate information, if we want to know things that are real, then we need to be aware of that. I mean, it's something about ourselves that as long as we're aware, we can combat it
Yeah.
effectively.
Yeah.
When I started hearing the 9/11 was an inside job theories, I started looking for, 9/11 was an inside job debunked.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to hear both sides of the story and decide for myself what I think holds water
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
The narratives, they're intended to be swallowed hook, line, and sinker, and they do that by repetition. It's the Hitlerian idea of, any lie, no matter how big, if told enough times, will be believed, essentially. So I get very suspicious when I hear messages that are just droned over and over and over and over. Stay inside, which is why that video that I showed you of the COVID-19 commercials are all the same. I think
Yeah.
YouTube COVID-19 commercials are all the same, and you'll find this video where they just do a breakdown of like the music is the same, the tone is the same,
The
and
wording.
the wording.
Mhm.
Yes, stay inside, stay home, stay.
Shelter in place.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
I was gonna look up really quick. I'm gonna see if I can find an email that I just wrote to Brian. Yeah, you say things for a minute.
Yeah. I mean, I think what I'm gonna do.
Found it.
Oh.
Just kidding. Go. What were you gonna say?
Bah! So I know a woman who she's absolutely terrified. She's the woman who's saying, how are my kids going to survive without me? You know, like both of their other parents are druggies or in jail. You know, she's terrified to get it and all of this stuff. And she's hella paranoid and she's wiping down. When she goes to the grocery store, she goes to the very, very first cart that's put in there. She grabs that one.
All the way at the back.
All the way at the back. Yeah, or the front or wherever. Wipes the whole thing down. Well, sprays it, then wipes it. While that's drying, she washes her hands right there. And then
Okay.
she gets another wipe, wipes the whole thing down again. Every time she grabs groceries off of, she's wiping it down before she puts it in her. And then she's like spraying her car and baptizing her kids in Clorox. And it's like, she's going crazy. And then she just posted on Facebook the other day that she's like, coronavirus is like the last of her worries right now because she has low white blood cell count.
The last of her worries.
Yeah.
Or the-
So she just recently found out she has diabetes. She has either low white blood cell count or something, or high. Now she's just sick. really, really sick.
So, and that's the thing about all this. Like, the people who aren't as afraid of germs absolutely will be the people with better immune systems. Like Dwight from The Office says, like, if I really want to be, if I really want to be healthy, then I should, you should be installing hand desanitizing stations, And so then he spends the rest of that intro having his face sneezed on and his toast sneezed on and his coffee sneezed in. And and I mean, like, but there is something to it, like Howie Mandel, huge germaphobe,
Totally.
sick
Always
all
sick.
the time.
Yeah.
We need to not do that, and right now we're as healthy as we've been because we just have no exposure to germs.
Right.
That's not good.
Well, but last year we were sick all the time.
Well, yeah.
Because I was around just petri dishes.
Just
ugh.
12-year-old petri dishes all day long.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I've never been that sick. So I've never been that sick that many times in 1 year.
Yeah, that was bananas.
But I mean, like, was that good for my immune system? Was that good for our immune system?
It was.
I kind of think it was.
I can guarantee you that it was.
Yeah.
And this is absolutely with viruses. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I can just say that across the board.
Yeah.
I found this thing.
Okay.
I'm going to play this video real quick. It's 3 minutes and 41 seconds.
Is this the video
long.
that you sent to all of us? I still haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
let's see it.
If you want to hear this, it's really, really interesting. It's something that you should look out for. And actually, since seeing this video, I'm seeing it all the time now. So here we go. This is COVID-19 commercials. So this is a compilation of all these commercials. So all the music is the same. We've always been there for Canadians. We always will be. So I'll read the visuals when they happen.
When we first opened our doors.
Since 1926.
Since 1978. For 60 years.
For 75 years.
For over 80 years. In 90 years.
Over 100 years.
Nationwide has been on your side.
Restaurants have always been there for you.
Nissan has been with you through thick and thin. We will do what we've always done.
Take care of people.
We're people.
People.
People. People.
People.
People and family.
Family.
Family. Family.
Family. Family.
Family.
Family.
Family. Families are families. Families.
Even now. Especially now. Especially now.
Right now.
Now more than ever.
More than ever.
Today, more than ever.
Today, more than ever.
In times like this.
At times like these.
During these difficult times.
In these troubled times.
Challenging times.
Trying times.
In these times of uncertainty.
During this time of great uncertainty.
During these uncertain times.
During these uncertain times.
In uncertain times.
In uncertain times. Uncertain times.
Unprecedented times.
Unprecedented times.
Unprecedented times.
This unprecedented moment in our history.
It's time of social distancing.
While things have slowed down.
As we turn more inside.
While the doors may be closed.
While the distance between us has gotten bigger.
The more we stay apart, we still find ways to stay close. Even when we're apart.
Even if we can't stand closer than 6 feet.
We can all stay connected to work, school, and most importantly, to each other.
There's still ways to touch each other.
All without leaving the comfort and safety of your home.
Without leaving the safety of your home.
From home.
Home. Your home.
At home.
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 Home. Home. Home. Home.
Home.
Home.
That's the key.
Buick and GMC are here to help.
Con Edison is here to help.
Here to help.
Our teams are here.
We are here.
We're here. We're here.
Here for you.
Here for you.
We're here for you.
We're here for you.
We are here for you. We're here for you.
We are here for you. We'll be here for you.
Runnings is here for you.
We're still here for you.
We're with you. We're part of your community.
So you can trust us.
You can count on us.
And we'll get through this. Together.
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 Together. Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
Together. Together. Together.
Together.
Together.
And together.
Together.
Together. Together.
Together.
Together. Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
So this is the music at the end of these commercials. Apart but united, together we are achieving something priceless. Okay, so the whole message to this is the more apart we are. Oh, there we go. Just my autoplay.
Is it diarrhea or is it
Starting
shit?
out with some Joe Rogan saying is it diarrhea or is it shit? All right. The whole message being like, the more apart we are, the more together we are.
Yeah.
Right. And so,
Yeah.
and then you've got Oprah saying that whatever that thing was, it's like, there are ways that we have a greater community now than ever, whatever the hell it was she was saying.
Bullshit. And people are like, Oprah.
Think
right?
about how separated we were before this.
Mm-hmm.
And that has increased twofold.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
like, we're even separate from the people that we agree with, from the people who are almost exactly like us.
Yeah.
Even if you stay in an echo chamber, your echo chamber is shattered right now, which
Yeah.
is bananas.
Yeah.
The thing that I keep going back to in my mind is the whole Rahm Emanuel, never let a good crisis go to waste.
Yeah.
And this is a good juicy
Ooh,
crisis.
this is juicy.
And
Yeah.
I really, I mean, like, I promise you, I guarantee the people who have been doing social engineering and trying to divide the people at the bottom because they're terrified of what happens if we actually fucking united.
Yeah.
They're using this to the best of their ability.
Yeah.
They're doing whatever they can to make this like fit their agenda.
Right.
So it's why I don't really trust like the diagnosis.
Yeah.
I don't really trust like how bad this is, how bad we're hearing this is.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know I don't know that I trust it.
Yeah.
All right, so I replied to this. My buddy sent me this message. I said, I have so much faith in people. We are all so fed up together. Now, more than ever. In a time of crisis, in time of need, in our greatest time of need, we need to revolt together.
I love it.
That's how our togetherness needs to manifest. We need to understand that we are being lied to. It's really hard to tell what's the truth and what's not the truth, but I guarantee that this is being used against us just like everything else.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's what we need to realize. And this whole like informing on each other, turning everyone around you into a rat.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
don't play the game.
Yeah.
If you go rat,
Yeah. How about you talk to someone first? Like, let's talk to each other first.
yeah, instead of, going to the police about this,
Yeah.
go talk to the person at the business. Wear your mask and your goggles and your gloves and your,
And your scuba gear.
and your Santa suit, whatever. Yeah, your scuba gear. Go full scuba gear. Go full riot gear. Make sure that you're protecting yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. From a small business owner. That's who it is, babe. It's small businesses that are still open.
Right. It's because they have to be.
Yeah.
Because they're not getting the bailouts.
Yeah.
What we're getting is potential. You might get a loan
A loan that you have to pay back.
that you have to pay back with interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, made from money that was created by taking value from the dollars that you have.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness.
Yeah.
You know what small businesses don't do? Can I just tell you?
Yeah.
There are quite a few things, actually. Now that as soon as you said I'm like, oh my goodness, I really stepped in it. They don't lobby senators.
Yeah.
They don't make deals with presidential candidates.
Well,
They don't donate to like a lot of
Most
them don't donate to presidential candidates. They're not part of the crony capitalism system that's set up.
yeah.
They're not beneficial for the government. They
Right.
don't pay a whole lot in taxes.
Mhm.
Oddly enough, then you get to the businesses at the very top and they pay less in taxes than the small businesses do. The year that Google paid less than I did
Oh
in
my
taxes,
God.
that was a crazy year. And nobody even knew it.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that like it was probably a third of people in America, probably closer to a half of people in America, single households who paid more in taxes than Google.
Yeah.
Man, but
There has to, something's got to change.
do you know why they could do that? When a company gets big enough that it can do favors for those at the top, like it gets looped into the system. Yeah, there are going to be benefits for you doing that. Man, watch out. You got to watch out for
Yeah.
like, how complicit, how much you use the big companies out there, how much you shop at, how much time you spend on. What? Are you good?
Yeah.
Is this a COVID heart attack?
Yeah, it might be.
We do drone on.
I know, we do. Closing statements. Question everything. Do your research. Take a really honest dive into the media, the stories, people who are in charge, even conspiracy theories. Start to look into conspiracy theories, you know?
Yeah.
They're only theories because they're not the narrative. I think the fact that we're all afraid and we're all really stressed out right now is, I just think it's part of the game that's happening right now. You know,
Yeah.
if you can keep people afraid, if you can keep them stressed out and you can keep them isolated, then like you have control over them.
Yeah.
So, and don't be a snitch. I mean, like, right?
Yeah.
Like, we need to work together.
Now
if you
more
have
than ever.
Right.
The
Now
am-
more than ever.
The snitches get stitches.
For real.
Oh, we got to institute that shit
Oh,
again.
For real. Yeah.
I
I don't know.
If you are, if you inform on your neighbor, you are an enemy to the people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
I
but you are
absolutely
a
agree.
fucking enemy to the
Yeah.
people. Also, another thing that's really important when you look into conspiracy theories, try to debunk them.
Mhm.
Try to poke holes in them. If it's really hard to poke holes in a conspiracy theory, there may just be something to it. And if it's really easy to poke holes in it, let it go. The term conspiracy theorist, when I think about like that term, I think about someone who just eats it up. They just like how exciting conspiracy theories can be.
Yeah.
And so every single one must be true. So the earth is flat and hollow
Yeah. The earth is hollow?
and flat.
Interesting.
Anyway, but like lizard people and things like that, like it's pretty easy to poke holes in the lizard people conspiracy theory. You
Okay.
know, how much more do we want to believe that than we are willing to look at that? Like, there are buffering issues and it really affects people's eyes because people's eyes shift quickly.
Yeah.
And that's where buffering issues happen a lot, Anyway,
What are your takeaways? Like, what are your
my closing arguments.
closing arguments? Yeah.
I think it's very obvious right now that people who are in power are using the circumstances that we're faced with to get us further apart,
Mhm.
to further divide us.
Yeah.
And we need to realize that divided we fall. Really,
Totally.
we need to really focus on
Yeah.
that. We need to be not just together on Facebook. We as people, as divided as we were before this, we are getting absolutely pried apart.
Mhm.
And any narrative that furthers that, that puts us further inside, that keeps us inside longer, that keeps us away from our neighbors, our friends, and people that we would gather with, the people that we would collaborate with,
Yeah.
and the people we might end up revolting with someday. The more divided we are, the more enslaved we're gonna let ourselves become.
Yeah.
And I think it's really, really important to take stock of like, this is the time to start really building your community.
Yeah.
Meet people around you who are like-minded. Even if your introduction is on Facebook, even if your communication is through email and text, you need to build your community right now because they are your last hope.
Yeah.
Don't give up your freedoms. Don't give them up. Figure out which freedoms you would die to protect and then mentally prepare yourself to die to protect them. We haven't been faced with this. We're so fucking soft.
Yeah.
Because we've never, most people in this country have never really been faced with the idea that I might have to die for my freedom.
And the freedoms of those around me.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just my freedoms. It's all of us.
And honestly, most people who go into the army go for the paycheck. It's at least to start, they go for the paycheck. Now, they, when they're there, they find a lot of camaraderie and things like that. But they also have to give up their brains to do that.
Mhm.
Someone says jump, they say how high. They say, someone says shoot, they say at who. And we're finally in a time where like you may someday have to shoot by no one's order and without a paycheck.
Yeah.
And because you're watching someone's rights be taken from them.
Yeah.
We have a right to do business.
Mhm.
We have a right to see our friends. We have a right to go outside.
We have a right to assemble.
Be cautious when you're in big groups of people. If you're scared of, getting, and I mean, I do think it's respectful to wear a mask when you're out where, elderly people or immunosuppressed people might be.
Mhm.
It's a respectful thing to do right now.
Mhm.
Other than that, don't shut yourself in.
Yeah.
Don't shut other people down.
Yeah.
And for goodness sake, do not inform on your neighbors.
Yeah.
I will come after you. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Snitches get
For
stitches.
real.
The American motto. All right, y'all.
Once again, I may not agree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it.
Dr. T Frog signing off.
Good night and good luck.
Good.
All right, bye, y'all.